Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Pavilion at Cascade Christian High School. We're getting ready to bring you the Challengers and the Bruins, teeing it off in Far West League boys basketball action. A couple of fierce rivals from the league. Not that long ago, Challengers and Bruins played over in Brookings, and the Challengers, who have not had a whole lot of success over there over the years, were able to come away with a 67-33 victory. Well, tonight they have an opportunity to maybe try to see if they can't steal one at the Challengers' place, and we'll see what happens there. Being on the road's never a whole lot of fun, and especially when you've got to travel about 2.5, 3 hours to do it. And I wouldn't classify Brookings to Medford as a particularly easy drive, but Ryan Sample, as you join me here in the booth tonight, it's games aren't played on paper. You get a couple of fierce rivals like this. There's an array of possibilities that could happen in the game.
Absolutely, and also you have to take into consideration the last few years, Brookings has played really well against the Challengers, and so they could get a little bit of confidence early if we don't come out and play our game and shoot the ball well. If they stay in the game early, then that bodes well for them moving on through the rest of the game.
Well, now think about it. Just a week ago, Cascade Christian on their home floor taking on Sutherland. Sutherland maybe not quite as strong as they've been in years past.
Right.
But for a half, it was touch and go.
Right. Yep, and we'll see here tonight how the Challengers can get started. I think that is an important factor, how they start out of the gate tonight.
Well, they've sure proven, the Challengers putting up 23 points against the Bulldogs last Thursday night, that they can score in bunches, and it seems like their MO of late has been, at least this year, is that they really turn it on and really get it going in the second half. But I would imagine no matter what team you are, you want to be one that starts well, because it's a climb to have to chase the game,
especially against an opponent who has had success against you recently. And Brookings has had that over the past few years. We finally got over that hump earlier this year, but we've got to establish ourselves early, shoot the ball well. I think that's important for us to get started. We saw in that Sandy Am game when we got open looks and weren't hitting, then we fell behind. But when we started hitting those open shots, the game came a lot easier.
Well, the good news for the Challengers, if they come in with a record of 8-0 on this season, they've taken on all comers and they've been successful all the way, including against these Bruins on the road. The good news for Cascade is if the right hand don't get you, the left one will. We've got 3 players averaging above 12 points a game, a kind of balance that really, I think we would have to go back to the days of Scotty Morris and Ben Joffer to see that kind of balance on a team.
That's a long time ago, Jim.
Yeah, it is. Maybe there's some guys that may have come fairly close to that. But all that to say, between Matt McFeeters, Austin Maurer, Morgan Law, Levon Marinkus, and there's a lot of ways that the Challengers can come up with you. Cody Reese. We may not have a lot of numbers on that Cascade bench, but they're all good numbers.
Absolutely.
So tonight, the Challengers and the Bruins getting ready to square off. What we'll do is take a quick timeout, and then when we return, we'll get you ready for the start of tonight's game. It is Cascade Christian versus Brookings Harbor on Table Rock Sports.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
At My Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
U.S. Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All U.S. Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. U.S. Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
If you're a coach or plan to be a coach, what kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guys! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Back here at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, we may not have a whole lot of time, but we're going to try to maybe squeeze it in if we can. Unbeknownst to me until right now, it was senior night tonight. 4 Challenger seniors this evening being honored, and quite a mix of guys, but all guys who have been an integral part of our program.
Absolutely. You got Matt and Braden, who were here all 4 years, and Morgan and Levi, who come in and provided a big boost this year with their play starting for us.
Well, you talk about an impact. Morgan, the second leading scorer on the team, also the team leader in terms of makes and attempts as free throw goes. And I see they're going to give us a little bit more time before they get to the prayer and anthem. But, you think about there's been a total shift in terms of what we've had for a team. You think about last year's team, state runner-up, good team and so forth, but a completely different team makeup than what it was last year, and Levi and Morgan have been a big part of filling in some of the blanks left behind, generally by players, and you can't blame them. I mean, we're talking graduation was last Saturday.
Yeah, they should be done.
We've got guys who, quite frankly, high school was nice, but they want to get on with their lives.
Yeah.
And yet this is still going on. Now, there's some guys that say, I'm in it for the long haul. There are other guys that say, And, of course, there was question marks up to pretty much the last minute about whether we're going to do it or not. Given all of that, the addition of Morgan and Levi have been huge to the team this year in terms of their skills and their leadership as seniors.
Yeah, and what you'll see on display tonight with specifically Morgan is he's a shooter, and he's fundamentally sound. He can dribble, he can pass, he can play defense. And then Levi's his athleticism jumps out at you when you watch him, the effort and his leaping ability, his defense, and then he's got that touch from the outside as well. So it's been fun watching them.
Well, that's the thing. You look at this team, and then, you talk about the guys that have been here a while. Other than the 1 year at Eagle Point that Matt spent, he's been here, part of the program. Right now, he's the leading scorer on the team. Basically, he's been a guy. I guess the word I think of it, he's a finisher.
Yeah. Yep.
And then he's given them that, a guy who'll go out and run the floor. He's got the length to be a force defensively, and just a solid guy.
Absolutely, and a team leader, and he does that in every sport that he plays. In football, was the same thing. Just a team leader by his work ethic and his ability to play and the effort that he gives. And you talk about Braden Coppage, the other senior. That is your classic high motor, high energy. He's going to dive on the floor for every loose ball. In fact, his nickname is Mountain Dew because of the energy output that you get from him. He's fun to watch.
Yeah. What was that Mountain Dew energy drink they had for a while? I forget what it was, but anyway.
Amped or something like that? I don't know.
Amp, yeah, Mountain Dew Amp. That's I think that's Braden, know, right there. And a guy that, he gives them a certain ruggedness that I think mixes in well when you consider that. Maybe I tend to think of guys like Matt and Austin Maurer as being more finesse players.
Right.
Braden is a mix-it-up kind of guy.
Absolutely. Yep. He's always in the middle.
yes, and does a lot for that. It's interesting that you bring that up because one of the things I think before we go to break is defensively the Challengers. Well, you know Brian.
Yeah.
Heck, you played for him. Am I correct?
Yep.
It's always been defense.
Yes.
Now, were you still around on the days of the zone, or had he made the conversion yet?
We were flirting with the man-to-man. We weren't full man-to-man yet, but that's his calling card now. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so thus, if you're going to play in his system, you're going to have to play defense. What I think is different is about this squad is that I see, particularly with Austin, with Levi, with Cody, that you've got guys that are not only bought in, but they've got talent and skill. I mean, we're getting defensive stats in terms of steals and blocks, unlike I've seen
forcing turnovers
in years.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about a guy that's 6'7" plus, I think you'd have to go back to the days of Justin Duchesne, And
again, a long time ago, right, Jim?
Yeah, exactly. For the last few years, you figure last year we had Nathan Spurlock playing the 5 at 5'11".
Yeah,
did a great job with it, but you're talking about a guy who's matching up on guys 4 or 5 inches, over him. I think that was one of the things that was interesting last week with a couple of the matchups is that Austin was up against guys who could kind of mix it up with him size-wise, and he gets an idea of, okay, hopefully as I progress physically, that here's where I need to be and here's what I can be down the road as I build up some strength.
Yeah, particularly that matchup against Maurer from Sandy Am, who is a senior, and he's, 6'7", something like that, all of 6'7", and an athlete. So that's a good test for the young Maurer.
Absolutely. Well, we're looking forward to bringing you high school basketball tonight. The Challengers versus the Brookings Harbor Bruins. The Bruins come in with a 2-3 record, but I don't really concern myself a whole lot with what that one-loss record is because I'm expecting that this team will be well coached and they will play.
Yeah, they'll play hard, especially here. And I think you're right in throwing out the record, especially this season. This is such a different season.
Yes, it has been. All right. Well, they're getting ready to do the anthem and the opening prayer. That'll give us a chance to take a break. And when we return, we'll bring you the tip-off of tonight's game here on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first-name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do, and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Your workers' comp claim was denied. Or was it accepted? Now what are you supposed to do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
Since 1991, Medford area residents have looked to Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon for vision care for the whole family. Specializing in optometry for adults and children, ECA uses state-of-the-art diagnostic tools to scan for health risks and get your prescription just right. Get your students a comprehensive vision check to ensure they have their best chance to learn and succeed. And look good while you see well. Specialists in our optical boutique have extensive styles on hand or can special order. We hope to see your family at Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon. Visit eyecaresouthern.oregon.com to learn more.
Waiting, even a few days, to report a work injury or illness could cost you everything. But how do you know what you should do? Find out for free. Call Schlesinger and de Villeneuve immediately and let us fight for you.
And now we're just moments away from the start of tonight's ball game. The Cascade Christian Challengers versus the Brookings Harbor Bruins. We'll meet the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First for the visiting Bruins, number 0, Kason Christensen, a 6'1" senior. He's joined in the lineup by number 1, 6-foot junior, Jake Beeman. Brad Russell plays the center position, 6'7" senior, got some meat on his bones. Provide a good matchup for Austin tonight. Augie Badger, we know him from football, 6'2" senior, and then we have Josh Cerna, a 6'1" sophomore. The Bruins, coached by Brandon Hodges, assisted by Marshall Frankowiak. At the point for the Challengers, wearing number 1 is Cody Reese, a 5'9" junior. Levi Marinkus will be in the backcourt tonight, wearing number 2, a 6'1" senior. Headed off to Texas not long after graduation to enter the job market. Braden Coppage, senior, will get a start tonight. And he's a 5'9" senior. Matt McFeeters, 6'2" senior. Morgan Law in the backcourt, a 6'1" senior, transfer from Grants Pass. So with Coppage in the lineup tonight, Austin Maurer will come off the bench. Challengers last played the Bruins back on May 27th. So it wasn't all that long ago, just a couple of Thursdays ago, and Challengers handled them well in that game at 67-33.
Yeah.
As is customary in this COVID year, they'll take the ball side out. Inbounding, taking the basketball is Christensen, guarded by Law. He'll work it for Cerna. Cerna looking inside. Coppage, though, fronting the big man, Russell. Now they're right in front of the Challenger bench. Corner of the free throw line, shooting, shot off target. Badger, ball's loose on the floor. Coppage is there,
There's
of
Coppage.
course.
Finds the ball.
Challengers with their first possession of the night. Reese at the point, just in front of the Cyclops at midcourt. Reese directing traffic. McFeeters now on the high post at the free throw line. Law. Reese, Marinkus. You can tell he's always thinking 3. Now, with an opening is Cody. His shot off to the left. It touches the top of the backboard. It'll be Bruin ball. So both teams, one possession, nothing to show for it. Out of the backcourt comes Beeman. Part of the Beeman family, prolific soccer players over at Brookings Harbor.
That's right. I knew that name from somewhere.
Luke, I think like one of the Beeman boys had 44 goals in one season.
Wow. Oh,
little jumper from Brad Russell puts the Bruins on top, 2-0. Law with the basketball. Coppage, McFeeters, quick ball movement. Love it. You don't see a whole lot of dribbling.
Yep,
and
there it is.
Law knocks it down. That's his 15th triple of the season. He comes in averaging 13 points a game, just right behind McFeeters at 13.7. Steal by McFeeters. He'll go hard to the hole. 2.
Nice. There's that finesse game you're talking about too, Jim, just right to the hoop after the steal.
Russell makes a move along the baseline. They're going to call the challengers for the block. And that'll be against Coppage. Well, he's making his presence felt.
Yeah, undersized down there, too. He's going to get a couple fouls.
Meanwhile, he tries to come away with a steal, and the ball's tipped out of bounds. Last touched by the Bruins. It'll be challenger ball. 2 minutes into the ball game. Challengers, after the Bruins made the first bucket, have scored 5 straight. Reese to Law. Skip pass over to Marinkus. Now Law's going to fire from downtown.
Yeah.
He buries it.
They might have to make an adjustment on that zone defense there, Jim.
I think so. 8-2 ball game. Challengers with the early 6-point lead. After the Bruins drew first blood tonight. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Challenger basketball. Challengers coming in with an 8-0 record. I should note that there will be no game Saturday. Originally, they're going to play South Umpqua, but COVID has done its number on affairs there, and Brian says he just cannot find anybody willing to play.
Yep.
RVA would take us on Sunday, but we're not going to do that.
Right.
Levi Marinkus with the steal, goes to the hoop. He lays it up and in. We'll go ahead and keep it right here as they go to timeout. Levi Marinkus, the team leader in steals, coming into tonight's action with 28 on the season. And ordinarily, that's been something that has been Cody Reese's stock and trade. But again, talking about filling up the stat sheet defensively, coming into tonight, Marinkus with 28 steals, Reese with 15, Law with 18.
Wow.
I came in expecting Law to be an offensive player.
Right.
And a shooter, but he's done more than just shoot. He had 6 assists last week against Sutherland, had a big pile of assists against St. Mary's, and it's intriguing to me to watch, just see how these guys spread the wealth around.
Yeah, it's the opening of this game, too. You see everything we talked about. You see Matt with the finesse on that nice open layup and the fast break. You see Levi with the athleticism and the steal, and you see Morgan with the shooting and Braden getting on the floor. It's a good start for Cascade.
Challengers up 10-2. Austin Maurer, the 6'10 freshman, checking into the ball game. At that size, he's rather obvious by his presence, but for those of you unfamiliar, say for you Bruins fans, he's the one wearing number 34. Bruins with the basketball. It's Cerna with it between the circles, picked up by Marinkus. I think that's the most dangerous place for an opposing team against the Challengers is in the backcourt.
Yeah.
Steal by the Challengers. We said that before. Law up the floor. McFeeters. He lays it up and in. McFeeters shooting 62% on the year, and a lot of them moves just like that.
Just like that.
With the basketball. Making a move to the hoop is Russell. Whistle, foul called against Cascade Christian. And that'll go against Austin Maurer. And that'll send Russell to the charity stripe. First free throw attempt is good. Brad looking like that center out of the old... I had the guy on the tip of my tongue for a moment. Big Country. Bryant Reeves. Yeah.
Yep. Big guy with a smooth touch from the free throw line.
Yep. And I think he's going to give Maurer a workout tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see how that matchup plays out now with Austin in the ball game. Morgan making a sweet move to the hoop.
With the left hand.
Nice work by Morgan Law.
Yeah.
And he'll have a shot at the three-point play. So the challengers, well, they're making their bones off of that defense.
Yeah.
Law filling it up here early. He had 11 against Sutherland. Not one of his best shooting nights, but no ill effects left over from
apparently not
the earlier meeting. Bounce pass in the low post to Russell. Russell with the little hook shot. He gets it to go. Meanwhile, quickly up the floor, Marikas gets behind the defense, and he makes them pay. Near steal by Cody Reese. Jake Beeman. And Reese out that. They're going to call a foul against Reese. And we also have a timeout on the floor. We'll pause, recognize our sponsors, and when we return, we'll be back with more basketball action on Table Rock Sports.
At Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with MyCircleK, powered by GP Energy.
That's what you do.
All right, back here at the Pavilion. Jim McCoy along with Ryan Sample, and camera work by Johnny McCoy tonight. And you'll have to tell Ryan, you'll have to tell Alicia when we get this done that I appreciate her letting us borrow you for the evening. Mark Mclemore's been feeling under the weather. He says he's getting there, but he's gonna, it's been a road, all congested up and I don't know. I know it used to be when I get anything sinus wise, it can take you down sometimes.
Yep.
Meanwhile, they're going to feed the ball inside. Nice little reverse move. Can't get it to go. Russell and Maurer fight for it. Quickly up the floor to McFeeters. He's going to go hard to the hole. He lays it up and in.
Nice touch.
I've seen too many times that sometimes a guy will go so hard that he'll end up,
Yep.
pushing it off the backboard. But nice touch there. And now Russell kisses it off the window and draws the Bruins within 11.
He has all 8 of their points at this point, Jim.
Reese with the drive to the hoop.
Nice.
He's easy to lose track of, and when you lose track of him, it's
gone.
not good.
He's gone.
Meanwhile, Cerna, working against Law, pulls up and shoots. Cerna with his first bucket of the night. 2:06 left to go on the quarter. Reese will pass over on the far wing. Now they get a low post for Maurer. He's going to back in against Russell. Turnaround jumper. It's good. 1:50 to go in the frame. You can see Marikas getting ready to check back in the ball game. Little conversation going on between he and Coach Morris, and Reese will go to the bench. But there you go. You got interchangeable parts. Reese, the point guard, he comes out and is like, okay, well, who's going to handle the ball now? Marikas and Law, both capable.
Yep. We mentioned it earlier, but you notice now Brookings is out of that zone, and they've got a man-to-man going now.
Levi Marikas on the wing, passes to McFeeters. Matt glides to the hole. His left-handed move, no good. Russell's there, also Augie Badger. And pass broken up by McFeeters. 23-10 ball game. The Bruins hanging tough with the challengers. They'll get to Badger. Badger's shot. Looks like he couldn't make up his mind whether he wanted to try to bank that in or go straight in with it and kind of went in between.
He was looking for number 34 maybe.
Could have been. Speaking of 34, he lays it up and in. Austin Maurer. He deferred his spot in the starting lineup tonight to let Braden Coppage, the senior, get a start on senior night. But from the moment he's gotten into the ball game, he's made an impact.
Yeah.
And talking about a guy who can maybe do a little bit of an impact in more ways than one, Danny Naring into the ball game.
Yep, Danny will get you some rebounds.
He'll get you some rebounds, and he might leave a few dents in your fender. Maurer, free throw attempt in and out. Coming into last game, the challengers have been pretty solid from the free throw line all year long, and then, again, kind of hit a rough patch against the Bulldogs. But Maurer, one of those guys that you can depend on from the free throw line. With a basketball for the Bruins. Dishing it off is Harold Sowell, who's in the ball game. Cerna passes. Sowell. Skip pass. Now they work it and kick it back out for Christensen. And he knocks down the triple. So the Brookings Harbor Bruins, they show some signs of life here.
Pulls them within 12.
They show that they're not going to roll over.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we got a foul called against the Bruins. Morgan Law has only 2 free throw attempts on the year.
Really?
Misses the first free throw attempt.
He needs a few more.
Yes. Coppage comes out of the game. McFeeters will come back in with 27 seconds left to go in the first. Second attempt. That goes. 26-13. Cerna against Marinkus. Pulls up at the free throw line. Pull-up jumper is short. McFeeters with the rebound. Outlets for Marinkus. And a timeout called by Coach Morris. Well, you sat in on a few of those, and I imagine some of this has changed over the years, and a lot of it's going to depend upon what your personnel is and things like that. But why would he call a timeout there with 13 seconds left, particularly with a 13-point lead?
Well, I could think of 2 things that he might be wanting. He might want a good offensive possession, so he's going to draw up a play that he thinks is very high probability of scoring, or he didn't like effort or execution. And so there's a good opportunity to stop play, talk to your players, and say, listen, fix this part of what you're doing right now. What I've noticed more in the last few years with Coach Morris is he lets his assistants talk in those huddles quite a bit. I really appreciate watching that because when I was around, it was just him and one other coach, really, and he did most of the talking. But you can see him begin to let these other coaches speak more into the team and have more influence. And you know, when it's time, he's going to talk. But I love seeing that. He lets his guys do some work, too.
Well, you know, here's a guy that's been at it, what now, 32 years?
Yeah.
And you know, you pick up some things along the way. And as you say, there was a time when he was, at the very beginning, chief cook and bottle washer.
Yeah, exactly.
And now, you know, you got a situation where he's got a son, Scotty, who's played for him and has played at Seattle Pacific. So here's a guy who's played ball at a high level.
Yeah.
Ryan Mclemore, a fine player in his own right back in his days over at North Medford. You got Jeremy France over there on the bench. Paul Shea, I think, you know, the Lord finished creating the world on the 6th day, and then Shea went to work at Cascade on the 7th.
Yeah. It's been around a while.
Meanwhile, little work inside by Matt McFeeters. You talk about a good possession. We saw one right there. Challengers lead after one, 28-13. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rocks.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Back from the timeout, hey, you gotta mix it up with the folks over here. Talk a little bit with Chris Hillis, one of our social studies teachers, one of Johnny's favorites. And I'm not saying it just because Johnny's right on my right, and Chris is over here on my left. But of course, Chris, an official back in the day, and big fan of Challenger sports. Although it's been a couple of years since his boys played here. So here we go, start of the second quarter. Cody Reese with the basketball. Challengers moving and grooving in the first quarter. 28 points. They're NBA teams that won't put that up. Oh, nice move by Law.
Nice move.
So whatever issues Morgan may have had against Sutherland, he's taken care of. Going the other way, though, Augie Badger. This is an athletic Bruins team. And they will make you pay if you're not smart. And 15 points at this juncture of the ball game. There are ways to whittle away at that. I mean, you can see that this is, I wouldn't say this Brookings team is offensively challenged.
No, the problem with 15 points isn't that big of a deal in basketball, but when it's doubled up on your score,
right,
that's when it's a big deal. Like, that's still twice what you've scored in one quarter.
I can't imagine what the shooting percentages must be, particularly for Morgan Law.
Yeah, he hasn't missed much tonight.
No, he hasn't. Cerna with the basketball. He makes a move, and that's an athletic guy.
Yep.
Basketball move, and he comes up with a bucket. Marinkus, and just as he began to settle in, that looked legit from here.
Yep.
You can just tell he's just kind of a little shuffle of the feet as he gets set.
Yep.
John L. Scott scoreboard, you can see the Challengers up in this game by 16. 6:58 left to go in the half. Maybe it'd be nice if I update the scoreboard here. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cascade Christian. Foul-wise, even at 4 apiece.
Yeah.
Don't see anything real scrappy or chippy at all. With the basketball is Russell. Brad Russell helping to keep his Bruins in the ball game. Law with the basketball. He drives, kicks it up for Marinkus. He has a look. His shot just a little bit long. Coppage couldn't quite hang on, and they'll say he touched the last. It's out.
Foul.
Oh.
Coppage, that's his third. Did not see that one.
No, I did not either. I think, unfortunately, with a guy, and Braden has been known to get his share of fouls over the years. I think sometimes you get those on reputation.
Reputation precedes you.
Bounce pass to Cerna. Being chased by Reese. Challengers with the defense. Law ahead of the posse. He lays it up and in. Law is filling it up tonight.
Yes, he is.
Cerna with the basketball. And almost losing the handle on it is Christensen. McFeeder's skip pass over to Beeman. Now they go inside to Russell, and it's swatted away. Was that Marinkus on that?
It was.
not real surprised. And there, Reese and Austin Maurer linking up for a little showtime there. Do you think that was a shot or do you think that was a pass?
Well, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. It was a pass.
Okay, we'll go with
that.
that.
But we like the official's conclusion that it was a shot.
Okay, you bet. Cody Reese. He'll give you assists. He'll give you steals.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole lot of disruption if you're the opposition. First free throw attempt by Cody is good. Challengers now with 36 here in the first half. Reese. Let's go with the second. He's the leading free throw shooter on the team at 83%. Now, Ryan, you'll note that Mark has me trained. I don't say that until after the shots are done.
Okay. Yeah. That's good training.
I may not be superstitious, but I might be just a little stitious. Oh,
Levi again.
Swatted away.
Maricas.
And everybody's like, guards aren't supposed to do that. But that one does. You know, he was second in the state at the state meet, or kind of passed for one this year in the long jump and the high jump. Meanwhile, taking the inbound, Beeman. Law now goes inside to Marinkas. He'll kick it back out. Law says, thank you very much. Shot a little off to the right. Russell out of backcourt, though. And he's on the move to the hoop, and the shot a little off target there. And Maurer with the outlet to McFeeters. McFeeters drives. They're just guys that know what to do inside. It's like, okay, I got to figure out some way to get myself fouled here, and he's got that knack.
It's been good to see, too, because he started off the year and the first few games. He was having some trouble with those layups inside, missing point-blank shots here and there, and he's really dialed it in.
First free throw attempt is good. So the Challengers now up by 17. Cannon Anderson, promising young freshman player into the ball game.
He's not afraid to get on the floor either.
No. McFeeters a little long on that second attempt. Anderson will take Cerna out of backcourt. Christensen, Cerna. We don't have a number 12 on this roster, but we have a bucket there by the Bruins as they continue to try to hang around in this one. Reese kicks it back out. Maurer will shoot out there and ordinarily gets better results than that. Maurer, corner of the free throw line, and that one's just a little bit short. Russell with the rebound. Outlets to Cerna. Cerna making a move, loses the handle on it. Good act of hands by the Challengers defensively.
Yeah, good hustle to get back on D and to sandwich him there as he's going up, and just good heady play by Morgan Law.
4:12 to go in the half. Challengers up by 15. Coming into tonight's action with an 8-0 record. Law pulls up from the top of the key. He buries it.
That's his fourth three of the game. Of the half, I should say.
That'll fatten your batting average in a hurry.
Yes, it will.
Meanwhile, a make by the Bruins. Morgan Law.
Is that a heat check?
I think so. Maybe not quite hot enough. And the Bruins come away with it. Beeman with the basketball. Over for Cerna. Go ahead and fire it out to number 12. And Russell, his shot. Nice touch, though.
Yeah.
Law up the floor to Anderson. And nice idea, but the execution, So with 3:05 left to go in the half, 41-25 Challengers. We'll be back after this timeout on Table Rock Sports.
Coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Back at the Pavilion, Challengers up by 16 here in the first half. And Ryan, if I'm Brian Morse right now, I've got to be pretty happy about what I see from my team. They're getting it done on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and I think what else would make you happy is the results are good, but the effort is good. There's no sign of them letting off or slacking in their fundamentals. They're still making crisp passes and playing defense. And you want to see that from your team. You don't turn it off just because you got a good lead.
Right. Because a good lead can become a tenuous one in a hurry.
Yes.
Especially against a team like Brookings Harbor.
Yep.
They'll go ahead and dump it inside. Beeman has it, just in kind of a bad spot there. Cerna knows what to do, though, and his shot rims out. Well, the foul called against Cascade Christian. And that's going to go against Cannon Anderson.
Yep.
Cannon kind of out of that Braden Coppage school of when I come into the game, you're going to know it.
Yeah. He's not going to waste any of his minutes.
No. First free throw attempt by Cerna is good. John L. Scott scoreboard showing a 15-point lead for the Challengers with 2:49 left to go in the half. Cerna, the second attempt, he knocks that one down. And that's the kind of things you have to do if you want to have any hope of hanging on and hanging in a ball game like this. Meanwhile, nice backdoor pass. Maurer to Marinkus.
And those are the things you want to avoid if you're down and you want to come back.
Right. Down in the corner, Beeman with it. A little fadeaway jumper. Maurer cleans the glass. Reese up the floor. Marinkus. Now to McFeeters. A little shake and bake. And it's good.
True to form. Good take to the hoop by Matt McFeeters.
Cerna moves to the hoop. Nice look, nice move there, but we have a foul called against Cascade. A couple of the Challenger faithful, not real sure about that one.
They think they have a better view from their seat.
Sure. Cerna with the free throw attempt. That's good.
He's quickly becoming the guy you don't want to foul on Brookings. He looks good at the line.
Now, he's a good-looking player.
Yeah.
You can see that he's a guy that can get his own shot.
Yep.
And can move. Trying to remember if we saw him during football season.
Yeah, I don't.
Good athlete.
Name's not familiar, but it's possible.
Challenger lead is now 16 with 1:54 to go in the half. Anderson. Law. Down in the corner it goes. McFeeters. He goes hard. Now Anderson will fire. His shot rims off. Marinkus there with the offensive rebound. He can't get his putback to go. He'll feed it to Law. Law will drive. He gets that runner to go. Cerna out of backcourt. From downtown, the shot is short by Soul. Law. Why not? Misses it, but McFeeters is there. And it goes. The M&Ms, it's Matt and Morgan tonight.
Yeah.
Sold. Cerna. And now Beeman's going to shoot. That one rims off. There, a travel called as Sold ends up falling to the floor. Anderson out of the game. Reese back in. 46 seconds left to go in the first half of play. Reese, high post it goes to Maurer. Law with the basketball, feeds it inside. And we'll have a whistle against the Bruins. That'll send Austin Maurer to the charity stripe. Now, to show how perimeter-oriented the challengers can be sometimes, I know we've had games where maybe they've shot less than 5 free throws in a game. But it seems to me like in the last couple of ball games, as he misses it, that the challengers have been taking it to the rack a little bit more often, getting free throw opportunities. Soul, top of the key. Near steal by McFeeters. Cerna has it. He's going to make a move, and he feeds it. And there with the defense is Levi Marinkas against Beeman.
That's his third block of the half.
And he's 6'1".
Yeah.
The boy's got hops.
He does.
11 seconds to go. Saul tries to dump it inside, but Marinkas is there. He'll take it out of backcourt quickly up the floor to Maurer. He misses the dunk. And that will mark the end of the first half of play. John L. Scott scoreboard is the Cascade Christian Challengers 49 and the Brookings Harbor Bruins 29. We'll take a timeout, and when we return, we'll be back with more on TableRockSports.net.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
I'm Pat Cox with Sherm's Food Stores. The employees of Sherm's are proud to be part of your community.
We have thousands of customers in our stores every day, and our checkers know a lot of them on a first name basis. They tend to enjoy what they do and they love it, so it reflects in how they treat the customer.
If you live anywhere in Southern Oregon, there's a Sherm's store near you. We hope to see you soon.
If you shop with us, you will save money.
Halftime at the Cascade Christian Pavilion. Challengers with a 20-point lead at halftime. Sports leagues and activities for the entire family are coming your way from the Medford Parks and Recreation Department. It's time to sign up now for summer fun. Go to playmedford.com where you'll find the Coach Pistoli softball camp July 12th through 14th, led by the SOU National Champion coach and players. You'll also find junior golf lessons, USTA youth tennis programs, along with all your favorites. Visit playmedford.com to register today. We'll take a look at the totals from the first half. Ryan, what you got for us?
Well, we'll start off with the turnovers. Cascade Christian only had 3 turnovers in that half, and the Brookings Harbor Bruins ended up with 10 in that half, which opened up a lot of those fast break opportunities for the challengers. And so with the point totals we've got so far is Morgan Law with 22 points at the half.
Goodness.
22 points at the half with 4 3-pointers. And McFeeters has 13, with Levi has 6, and then Cody Reese and Austin Maurer both have 4 for the challengers. Really shooting the ball well. And then for the Brookings Harbors, you got Brad Russell, who's leading them with 12. He's been able to get a little bit of a rhythm inside that didn't see him much in the second half of that quarter number 2. Josh Cerna has 8. And then Jake Beeman has 4. Kason Christensen with 3, and Augie Badger has 2 to round out the scoring for the Brookings Harbor Bruins in that first half. And we have 49-29, Cascade ahead by 20 at this half.
My goodness, 22 points and a half.
22 points.
Well, I have a feeling before he gets to 39, he'll be coming out. There's just a little inside legend regarding Cascade Christian basketball. They wouldn't even let Scotty get to that total, if you know what I mean. And but
the scoring record is thicker than blood. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, there's a certain unnamed individual at Cascade Christian that once scored 39 in a game, and some records you get to keep.
Yeah.
And besides, 22 points for a half. Now, I don't know of anybody that's. I try to struggle to remember when anybody has filled it up quite like that in a while.
Yeah, and he's only missed a couple of shots.
Yeah, he's really been on it tonight and doing a fantastic job. Well, just this whole lineup. I mean, I hope it's not too homerish for our people who are fans of the Bruins program along the way. But I think when you look at the results, you can kind of see why those of us who see these guys play night in and night out, and then know some of the struggles that have taken place over the last few years, to see a team coming out and doing like this. I mean, what can you say? You begin to run out of superlatives after a while.
Yeah, and that's why I said it's just fun to watch. Like, sometimes that's the description that you can use, is just to say it's fun to watch. Both of these teams, to see them out here competing in a year when we didn't know what competition would look like, and to have them out here being able to do this even after graduation for the seniors. I'm just every moment we get to watch these kids compete is a win, I think.
Absolutely. Well, and that rivalry between the challengers and the Bruins, sometimes it gets a little emotional, it gets a little hot, but it's really interesting to me what a year like this does for perspective. That you kind of get to it after a while and you realize we're Americans.
Yeah.
We're part of the same region, community, and so forth, and we compete hard.
Yeah.
That's kind of, if you will, an American way of doing things.
Right.
It's like you go out there and give it all you got, and may the best team win. Yeah. And then when that's over with, you say, good game.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Exactly. You nothing's free. You work hard for the reward that you get, and at the end of the day, you respect both competitors as they do so. And I guess you fist bump now, right? We don't shake hands, or I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I mean, I see some handshaking still going on, but.
Well, and as far as positives that Brookings Harbor can take from this first half, the Bruins have 29 points at the half. They had 33 for the whole game.
Right.
Over at their place. Right. So, you can see what this team is capable of doing. That you got to watch Cerna, you've got to watch Russell, obviously, and you've got some other guys who are athletic, who probably good, like. Not unlike we have on some of the guys on the Challengers there. Yeah. They're good athletes, but maybe basketball's not their best sport.
Right.
But they can still go in and make a nice contribution, and I just think it's one of those situations where you got a good team, and then you got a team that's really been feeling it since day one.
Right.
It's too bad that in a year like this, where we have the limitations, that there isn't those opportunities like we would ordinarily see. Have a Christmas Classic, where you bring in. That's what was nice about having Santiam Christian here over Memorial Day weekend. Have them in there to play that game. Because otherwise, you'd love to see what this Challenger team could do with a Dayton or Amity.
Right.
Some of those other guys. And you get the feeling that probably a part of it is those coaches could look at these records and go, there's talk of the tournament over at the coast.
Right. We need to
keep
it clean.
We don't want to see you until then.
we got to keep that record clean. Yeah,
exactly. Well, we'll be going to start the second half here in a little bit. Jim McCoy along with Ryan Sample and Johnny McCoy want to remind you that Eye Care Associates of Southern Oregon at 950 Royal Avenue in Medford hope you are enjoying today's game. They have a wide range of eye care services for the entire family. Visit eyecaresouthernoregon.com to learn how Dr. Brian Mitchell and his team can help your vision needs. John L. Scott scoreboard showing the Challengers up by 20. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll be back with more. Don't you dare go away.
Coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, God! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed, from the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens, called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Hey, I see Dobo's in the house. For those of you who don't know, Micah Johnson, a long-time part of the Cascade Christian Challenger boys basketball program, moved down to Northern California, got himself engaged, but he's in the house tonight. But yeah, we called him Dobo because he was the director of basketball operations. And then if he ever messed up, then he became the interim director of basketball operations. Some great stories over the years. Micah Johnson here tonight, and also see Eric Morse here this evening, and always nice to see members of extended family around, and of course we got graduations going on, weddings, and all that kind of fun stuff. And now we get ready to start the second half. It will be the Bruins with the basketball. They come out with a lineup of Beeman. He's number one inbounding. There in the backcourt is 42, Josh Cerna. Augie Badger, number 25. Kason Christensen, wearing number 0. And then we have Brad Russell, big number 10. For the challengers, Morgan Law, Cody Reese, Levi Marinkus, Braden Coppage, and Matt McFeeters. Out of backcourt, Morgan Law, who had 22 points in the first half, guarding Cerna. Cerna feeds it into the high post to Russell. Dumps off for Badger. His wing jumper is good.
That's how you want to start it if you're Brookings Harbor.
Now we hear them now. It's time. Now you go down, get a stop. But those haven't been easy to come by with this Cascade team feeling it.
No, not tonight.
Morgan Law, he goes to the hoop. His shot off to the right, no good. Rebounding is Beeman against Reese. And then a near steal by Levi Marinkus. And you can kind of, I should have had that. So, Bruins will inbound right in front of their bench. Christensen with the basketball. Dumps it inside for Russell. He kisses it off the window. 4-2. 49-33. So the Bruins have already matched their point total in the last meeting between those two teams. Marinkus kicks it out for Law. Law will go inside. His shot rolls around and down.
Seen that a few times tonight, Jim.
Yes, he has. He's not a one-trick pony.
Nope.
I'll dump it off for Beeman. Beeman just inside the free throw line. His shot no good. And Reese kind of has that look on his face. I can't believe it. That will send Beeman to the free throw line. Jake Beeman, 6-foot junior. Free throw attempt. First one's off to the left, no good. So the Bruins with a pair of buckets to give them an encouraging start to the quarter. And Beeman, 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Challenger lead is 17. Hard drive to the hole. Reese misses the shot. I remember back in the day, one of my favorite football players was Ed McCaffrey from the Broncos.
Yep.
And they called him Bruise just because of the amount of that he piled up. And I think that would be a fitting nickname for Reese, would be Bruise.
That would be. He's so fast on that drive to the hole, too.
Yes, he is. Christensen out of the ball game. Checking in. Once again, we got a couple of numbers. That OSAA roster that we have is not quite up to speed there with the rest of it. But Reese there with the make at the free throw line. 53-34 Challengers. They're having their way tonight.
Yes, they are.
Badger with the basketball. Passes it backcourt. Now Cernan with it. He'll pick up his dribble. Now for Badger. Badger will pull up and shoot. Shot rims off. Coppage with the rebound. Law. Reese. Reese driving hard. Now for Marinkus all by himself. In and out. No good. .537 left to go in the third. The Bruins coming in with a 2-3 record on the year. And it looks like the cancellation issue has definitely played havoc with their schedule this year. Challengers were supposed to play on Tuesday against Douglas, but
Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah, that virus has done a number on this season. Speaking of Friday, now tomorrow night the Challenger girls will be in action. 6:15 against South Umpqua. We will be streaming that game for you right here. Reese. Law is shot in and out. Coppage.
That's going to be 4 on Coppage.
And looks like well, there's going to be a little conversation first. Naring was ready to come in, but
the threat was there.
Not yet, not yet.
Interesting.
Badger out of backcourt. Dumps it inside and pulling up and shooting. Nice look for Beeman as he gets the roll. Challenger leads 17. Maurer's going to shoot from downtown, and his shot a little bit long. Cerna going coast to coast. And good defense by Coppage. Meanwhile, Levi Marinkus wheels and deals out of the backcourt. Law! Oh my goodness.
Wow.
He's unconscious.
Yeah.
In a zone. Unofficially, what, that's 27?
Yep, that's 27 now.
Goodness gracious.
What's encouraging for both teams really is the effort is still there.
Right.
You down or up by a lot, they're still giving high effort.
Yeah, still playing like it's 0-0 out there.
Yep.
They'll dump it inside for Maurer. Maurer, turnaround move. Sweet.
Good look inside.
Reese trying to tap it away from Cerna. Cerna drives his shot. No good. Russell going to try to muscle it in there. Can't get it to go. Maurer, inside it goes to Coppage. Coppage, little turnaround. He's going to send it back up for Levi. And Levi Marinkas with the dagger.
Yep.
And we got a timeout call. 3:31 left to go in the third. Challengers 61. Bruins 36 on your John L. Scott scoreboard. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
My Circle K, powered by GP Energy, you can turn an ordinary lunch break into something extraordinary with crispy, crunchy chicken. Grab and go their delicious chicken, chicken tenders, famous biscuits, and tasty sides. MyCircleK.com.
US Cellular believes everyone deserves 5G. That's why we've included 5G on all plans, no extra charge, whether you're working or playing. All US Cellular plans include 5G, no extra charge. Get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G free with no hidden requirements. US Cellular.
Get the latest 5G phones for free today at Siskiyou Cellular, an authorized agent for US Cellular with 7 Valley locations. Visit souscellular.com for details.
Fuel your daily adventure at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Whether it's morning motivation to get your day going, adding crunch to your lunch, fueling up for a road trip, your journey begins with My Circle K, powered by GP Energy.
Back here at the Pavilion for almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and our communities. Jim McCoy along with Ryan Sample, Johnny McCoy on the camera this evening. Challengers feeling it in this ball game. Nonetheless, I mean, you've commented on the effort of the Bruins tonight, and it's commendable.
Yeah, absolutely. You're down. Well, now you're down. What is it? 25 on the road, and they haven't given up. They're giving good effort and running up and down the court. Their shots just aren't falling, and really, what sticks out to me right now is this ball movement by the Challengers. They're moving the ball well. It opens up those shots outside, and then they dump it inside. And what are you going to do? Pick your poison.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I see Landon Hess checking into the ball game tonight. Yep. I remember you telling me a little bit about him as an athlete coming out of middle school.
Yep.
But he's going to get some varsity minutes this evening.
He's going to play good on the ball D. He's a good ball handler.
Cerna looking for options. Badger looks at a three. Cerna will take it. Now high post for Russell. He'll back in against Maurer. His shot short. Law with the rebound. Coppage, three. It's just a little off to the right. Maurer with the rebound. He had a path to the hoop, and you know what he was thinking.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that thinking got him in trouble.
He was thinking, I need to dunk this because I missed my last dunk. I have no idea what that feeling is, though.
No. A good day for me was touching the net. Never saw anything of that rim.
Or, slapping the backboard on a layup.
Yeah. No hops.
Nope.
No height either.
That's a bad combination.
It is.
See, there's that good on the ball D by Landon.
Yes.
The turnover.
Up the floor. Maurer looking for Law. Broken up by the Bruins. To your point on the defensive effort by Brookings Harbor. So your challenger lineup: Cody Reese, Danny Naring, Austin Maurer, Morgan Law. So I guess would this be Brian's Winnebago lineup? And Morgan Law.
Man. Wow.
How many threes is that for him tonight?
That's 6 threes.
And I don't remember. I think there was one night Joel Mclemore knocked down 7 or 8 of them. But Badger. Cross-court pass. Number 20 in the ball game. Again, another player that we don't have his name on this OSAA roster. So sorry about that, Brookings fans. Meanwhile, Challengers on the break. Law dumps it inside for Reese. Little reverse move, and he's called for the travel. Challengers with only 3 turnovers in the first half. And I don't think they've added a ton to that total since.
No, they have 4 total.
Okay, there you have it. Compared to, it was a little bit of a high turnover week last week in that St. Mary's and that game against Sutherland. I mean, nothing real bad, but the Challengers have set a different standard for this year. Brookings Harbor, short on the shot. Law out of backcourt. They'll dump it inside, at least they'll try to Danny Naring. And the Challengers will inbound underneath their own basket with 1:12 left to go in the third quarter of play. Inbound, there it goes. They get it inside for Maurer. Nice pass. Nice finish. Naring to Maurer. Who says big guys can't pass? Meanwhile, nice reverse move there by Beeman.
Move.
49 seconds left to go on the frame. In the high post, it's Maurer. The Law starts a drive. So a little up and under move, and a foul called against Brookings Harbor. With 38 seconds to go in the quarter. Challengers inbound. Law, he's going to fire. Oh! Meanwhile, ball's tipped around, and it goes out of bounds. A little bit of pinball action underneath the Challenger basket.
It's a good night when that's your worst three-pointer you've taken.
Yes. Bruins with the basketball. Beeman shoots. And he can't get it to go. Matt McFeeters with the rebound. Law's going to walk it up. Gets a screen from Naring. He's going to fire from the top of the key. That shot a little bit long. And after 3, your John L. Scott scoreboard. The Cascade Christian Challengers 66. The Brookings Harbor Bruins 38, I'm sorry. We'll take a timeout and we'll be back after these messages on Table Rock.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
This year, don't just replace your windows, renew them with beautiful and energy-efficient windows from Bill's Glass. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home or auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Today's game is brought to you in part by Avista Utilities and our friends at My Circle K, powered by GP Energy. Morning motivation, crunch on your lunch, and fuel for your road trip begins at My Circle K. Jim McCoy along with Ryan Sample, Challengers JV football coach, and a Challenger himself once back in the day. And
back in the day.
Well, just remember that if you got some other talking, now go back a few more years, and then you get back to my time.
Right. Just a few.
Just a few. Can't believe 40th reunion comes up next year.
Wow.
Yeah. Challengers will inbound to start the quarter.
Inadvertent horn.
Yes. Just, letting you know it works. And Reese with the basketball to Marinkas. He has an open look, and it goes. Levi Marinkas. Going the other way, Brookings Harbor with the basketball. Trying to work it inside, can't get the shot to go. That one falls. So 69-40. Cody Reese, 2. Beeman, I tell you, it's a track meet out there.
Yeah, it is.
But those games are fun to call. Meanwhile, Badger with it. Challengers and Bruins trading buckets here in the opening moments of the fourth quarter. Kopich with the basketball. He's going hard. A man on a mission. You can kind of tell you had that look. Where's the call? Meanwhile, Beeman, he's going to shoot from 17. It's good. 71-44. 6:38 to go. Reese dumps it off. McFeeters from 3. Oh, my goodness. Woo. He doesn't shoot much from out there, but when he does, he picks his spots well.
Ooh.
Meanwhile, Beeman. Out of backcourt law. Marinkas all alone. Shot a little bit long. Rebound to the Bruins.
A little too open on that one, I think.
Well, the basketball is Beeman being hounded by Reese. And we have a whistle stopping play.
It's the classic on the ball D by Cody Reese. 5-second call.
He does it well. Yep. Right up in your grill.
Yeah. I think he took issue to the play before where he got an elbow to the dome.
Yeah.
Decided it was time to shut it down.
74-46, 5:28 to go in the ball game. Challengers looking to run their record to 9-0. Maurer to Law. Reese on the drive. Dishes off for Maurer. It goes. Count it. And he'll go to the line. Austin Maurer with the hoop and the harm. Austin, 6'10" freshman. Free throw attempt rims out. 5:02 to go on the ball game. Bruin ball, and the Challengers just sealing it off. And then you have that.
Bounce pass next time.
Yeah, good idea. Well, Levi has been filling up the defensive stat sheet tonight. Beeman, skip pass over to his teammate. They try to feed it inside to Sowell, but it is out of bounds. Last touch by the Bruins as Hess, Anderson, Naring, and Kopich. Yep. A little nicer than Red Auerbach's victory cigars.
Looks like that 39 points is safe once again.
Yes, I would say so. It's like, okay, good night, good run tonight there, young man.
Yeah.
Shot short by the Bruins. Marinkas looking up floor. He'll drive. Little runner off to the left, gets his own rebound, and it goes. 78-46. Cerna getting ready to check back into the ball game. Bounce pass in the high post to Sowell. Try to dump it down low. That's Beeman, turnaround jumper. And he's showing us some good stuff here in the second half.
Yeah, he really has played a lot better in the second half, at least scoring-wise.
Anderson with the basketball. He drives hard to the hole. His shot just a little bit short. And now that'll send Anderson to the free throw line. Anderson, quite an athlete, but in basketball, he is a basketball player.
Yes, he is.
Timeout call. It'll give us opportunity to say thank you to our sponsors, and it is our sponsors who make this live high school athletic action available for you, including our title sponsor, Lithia Superstore, Jeep Dodge Chrysler. Visit lithiasuperstore.com to find your next ride. Also thanks to Siskiyou Cellular of Southern Oregon, our presenting sponsor with 7 locations to serve you. Also thanks to our 100 new YouTube subscribers this spring. It helps us keep the games coming. Go to youtube.com, search Table Rock Sports, and click on the red subscribe button if you would like to join the team. Thank you very much. 2:47 left to go in the ball game for the Challengers coming up. Again, they had a date scheduled for Saturday that's got scrubbed off the schedule.
Right.
So that game has been knocked off. That we're going to play. They were going to play Douglas, and now it looks like next game for the Challengers will be on the road over at St. Mary's on Tuesday night.
A little rivalry action.
And then they'll finish out their regular season. But then again, if I know Coach Morris, he'll try to work some kind of game in between now and then.
Yep.
They'll be at Sutherland next Thursday night, which means over here at our place, the Challenger girls will be playing against St. Mary's, and we'll have that game for you right here on Table Rock, and the same with their game against Sutherland. Cannon Anderson, free throw attempt off to the left, no good. Challengers in the driver's seat in this one. They've pretty much been in that position throughout.
Yeah, from the very beginning.
Anderson, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Gets in the varsity scorebook tonight.
Yep.
Anderson against Cerna. Try to dump it inside for Beeman. Marinkas tries to make a play on it, but the ball is out of bounds. It'll be Bruin basketball. Cobbage with a rebound out of backcourt. Quickly up the floor to Marinkas. He'll try to loop pass in there for Naring. Naring with the left hand, in and out. But there's Naring as he grabs the carom, and it is taken away by the Bruins. Up the floor it goes to Cerna. Cerna at the free throw line makes a little move. Kind of had a little bit of a Euro step look to it.
That previous possession, you see that Daniel Nearing, we're talking about the strength down low. It was a good look, just didn't go in.
Anderson, Coppage. Now for Marinkas. Down to the low post it goes to Naring. His little baby hook, can't get it to go. Quickly up the floor. Brookings Harbor on the drive. And a whistle. Against Cascade. 1:10 to go, and neither team in foul trouble at this point.
Landon Hess in the scorebook with a foul.
Yeah. Just let you know I'm here.
Yep, I was there.
And now we have a foul call against the Challengers.
Landon's getting some work there.
Gotta make it count. At the free throw line. And again, my apologies. I mean, I'd love to be able to tell you, okay, it's this guy or that guy, but.
Yeah. We just know he's number 33.
Yep. That's the best we can do. Free throw attempt. The second one is good. 79-49 with 45 seconds left to go. Marinkus with the basketball. He'll drive. The little runner off to the left, no good. Naring with the offensive rebound. Just a little bit too hard. And out it goes to Cerna. Dishes it off. The shot short, no good. Marinkus with the rebound with 22 seconds left to go in the ball game.
That should do it.
The Cascade Christian Challengers get ready to salt this one away. A game where after struggling to beat Sutherland, they came out in this one and took control of it early and never looked back. Your final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard, the Challengers 79, the Brookings Harbor Bruins 49. We'll take a quick timeout, then we'll be back with your post-game show on Table Rock Sports.
Coach, or plan to be a coach. What kind of coach do you want to be? This?
Hey! What is that? Come on, guy! You're killing me!
Or this?
I love it. I love what I see. I don't care about the mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Guys making millions of dollars on Sunday, they make mistakes.
Know your role. Learn more at southernoregonsports.org.
There's a time machine, not so far away, that takes you back to a world just a few streets wide, where wonder rules the day, and families are transformed. From the smallest bug-eyed explorer to that surliest know-it-all. So dive into the past and let them see the world through a simpler lens called Southern Oregon. Their adventure begins when you travel Medford.
Back at the Cascade Christian Pavilion, Jim McCoy along with Ryan Sample, the Cascade Christian Challengers, now 9-0 on the season, as they defeat the Brookings Harbor Bruins 79-49. With that, the Bruins go to 2-4 on the year. Looks like their next game will be against Sutherland on Tuesday at home. Meanwhile, Cascade Christian again looks like they're going to be set to have the weekend off, as games originally scheduled for Friday and Saturday are off the board, as it sounds like Douglas County has just had a rough go of it with COVID. Or at least with the COVID regulations and such being what they are.
Yeah, and this basketball season has been rough for those in that county and keeping their games on the schedule.
Absolutely. Well, you got some post-game stats for us?
I sure do, Jim. So we talked earlier, Morgan Law with those 22 points in the first half. He finished the game with 30 points, and he hit 6 threes. You mentioned at the beginning of the game the balanced scoring, and that's what you'll see here the rest of the way. Matt McFeeters with 16 points, Levi Marinkus with 14, Austin Maurer with 10, and then Cody Reese had 8, and Cannon Anderson had 1 with that free throw that he hit at the end there for their 79 points. Brookings, on the other hand, Brad Russell, he scored 12 in that first half. He ended up with 14, which opened the door for Jake Beeman to become the high scorer. He scored 15 in the game with a pretty big second half. Augie Badger ended up with 6. Kason Christensen ended up with 3. Josh Cerna had 8. Harold Sewell had 2. And then our buddy number 33 with 1 free throw. Apologies to number 33. Maybe check the box score tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But all in all, I mean, what can you say really other than it's just a good, solid night for Cascade Christian, and something where, as the season goes on, you just, look to keep getting it better and better.
Yeah.
And, steady improvement, and they did the job.
Yeah, and if you're Brookings, you at your place you lost by 40 plus, and here you lose by 30 away. But the effort was there, and you saw some really good improvement in some of the play. So I think you 49 points especially. What was it, 33 last time that they played? Yeah, right. So You get 50 points instead of 30 last time, so there's some improvement there to build on.
All right, well, that'll wrap things up here, where your final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard shows the Cascade Christian Challengers 79 and the Brookings Harbor Bruins 49. For Ryan Sample and Johnny McCoy, I'm Jim McCoy, wishing you all a pleasant good night. We look forward to being with you next week as we bring you Challenger girls action here on Table Rock Sports.